How to create a pitch for a product. I was horrible at pitching. I did terrible. I've literally pretty much all of my pitches were just utter failures. And the reason is because I didn't write a pitch and I didn't know that was a thing you had to go do. Now, transition from that to we even had $1 million day now. I want to show you the difference between those two. It all comes down to how I write the pitch. I want to help you avoid the 3 mistakes that most entrepreneurs make when writing a sales pitch. Let's dive in. Hey guys, I want to start off first of all by understanding and teaching you more about why the buyer buys in the first place. You have to think about what's going on here. Okay, in their world, when they're actually buying from you, they're over in sad land, right? They got problems. There's things that is going on. They got problems. They got different issues. They're like, oh my gosh, I have questions. They're in a place where they don't have a lot of clarity on how to solve an issue that's going on. You though, you are over in happy land, right? This is the way psychology goes when the buyer's actually making a buying decision. You're over here in happy land, woo! And at some point, you realized, oh my gosh, I don't like being in sad land, okay? And when they start coming over here to happy land, and yes, I'm simplifying this like crazy, okay? But this is essentially what's going on when a buyer makes a buying decision. They look from sad land and they see over you in happy land and go, oh, I could be like them, okay? That's what's happening when the actual sale is going on. You're over here and you're telling a sales message back to them and saying, come with me, follow me over here. Now the best way, and this is the first part when it comes to writing a sales pitch, the best way to do this is to tell the story of you leave, oh my gosh, I'm in sad land and I need to go over this brand new happy land. Okay, what made you realize that you should go create the product that you created? What made you realize that your product was even needed? What made you realize and take that first step? We call it the origin story. How did you originally come up with this idea? How did you originally, or if it's not your product, how did you originally realize I should start buying that product? Let's say you sell someone else's product. Okay, so we call it the origin story. So what you're gonna do is tell the story of you leaving, right? This is like Frodo leaving the Shire, right? Oh my gosh, I gotta leave and I gotta come over here, right? So first off, now that's the first part. So think right now, oh my gosh, this is what I sell. How did I originally realize that was a good idea for me to sell this thing? That story right there is called the origin story. It's not my term, it's a common term. And it is, quite honestly, the easiest script. You're gonna find that typically, about 50% of those who end up purchasing usually just need to hear that. That's it. For those people, are you an easy sell? Like, do you buy things quickly? I do too. Show me the offer, show me the credit card form, I buy things fast. But about 50% of your buyers, of those who buy, on average-ish, right? They're gonna come from hearing just that story. So that makes up the first part of the script over here. So let's say this is the script. I'm just put OS for origin story. You have to understand that copy is assembled, not written. So I'm showing you the puzzle pieces you're gonna have to fit together in order to write a good sales script. It's very simple on a macro 30,000 foot view. That's all I'm showing you right here, okay? So that's step number 1. Step number 2, here's what's gonna happen. There are going to be people who see you and start to believe you and say things can be different than they are now, and they start leaving and they start leaving, and 50% go all the way and they end up purchasing and handing you money. There's another 50% though who look at you, they leave sad land, they're coming across and they go, nope, I call BS. There is no way. I took a chance on it. It's just not how there's no way. There's no way. And they have a hang up. And then a few will stop. They'll be like, okay, well maybe my hang up wasn't that big of a deal. And they'll keep going. Nope. And they completely call you and they're like, and they get in their own head, right? How many guys have gone to start purchasing something and then something gives you a question or offends you, or you're like, I thought this was gonna work out. It's not going to. The other 50% are going through this. Now there are 3 specific types of blocks along the way. It's not me. This is behavior psychology, okay? Anytime you make a decision, not just purchase, this is also what's going on. So what's happening is they're moving along. They're going along like, nope, nope, nope. And you need to find a way around each one of those in order to progress the sale. Let me give you an example. I was a door-to-door salesman for 2 years, and then I was a telemarketer. And the most crucial time for a brand new door-to-door salesperson was the first 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks, the salesperson was getting confidence on the doors. They're getting confidence with the scripts and things like that. But what really is happening is this. Hey, how's it going? We're here to sell you blah, 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 blah. And then, what do they say? Concern, concern, objection, concern, 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 concern. And a smart salesperson writes all those down. And they write and they write and they write and they write. They're like, wait, keep telling me, this is gold. What ended up happening is the first 3 weeks, you hear the top 5 things and objections to buying that you'll ever hear. Now we've got some data. See, that's good, okay? At a minimum, we want 3. What are the 3 most common reasons somebody says they're not going to buy? Do you know them? If you don't, it's why your sales script already sucks right now. Just saying, okay? So, number 2, collect objection, okay? Objections are things that stop the sale. Let me give you another example. Hey, here to sell you pest control. Is 4 or 5 o'clock okay for you today? Well, I need to talk to my wife. Okay, now we need to figure out if it's an objection or a complaint. You know what? Let me talk to my wife. Totally get it, man, but you know what? Your wife doesn't like the bugs either. I'm selling pest control. Your wife doesn't like the bugs either, right? She doesn't like the bugs. Let's make you the hero today. Come on, 4 or 5 o'clock okay today? Okay, you're right. All right, she doesn't like the bugs. 5 o'clock's good. That was a complaint. Versus, hey, I really got to talk to my wife. Hey, it's okay. Let's make you the hero today. Come on, it's going to be fine. It's 4 or 5 o'clock okay today? No. Hey, guy, I really need to talk to my wife before I make this decision. That's an objection. Objections halt the sale altogether. And what your job is as a salesperson, because if you're an entrepreneur, make no mistake, you are in sales. Own it, or you're not going to make any money. Your job is to farm the no's. That's it. The first 2, 3, 4 weeks are so crucial for new entrepreneurs. I got this brand new product. The product's amazing. I need to write the sales script. But then they'll go out, all this work, this excitement of finishing the product. I feel the momentum. And then they hear the first no. And then they think, my product's bad. Garbage. The reality is, you're just collecting the first objections. And we got to collect them because we're going to use them in the next step. So number 1, tell the story with the anticipation for no's. Hear the no's, hear the objections, write them down. All right, so I'm going to come over here and write down, like, oh, here's the top 3 to 5 objections that are halting the sale, halting the sale, halting the sale. Okay, before I go into the third step on what you do with these, which usually doubles your sales, go and hit the like and subscribe button. Click the little bell notification so you can see when new videos come out. And then also in the comments, I would love to know what one of your favorite things to sell is. How do you like to sell it? Is there a certain sales script you like to use? This is the script I've used for all of my products. It's worked quite well. I'd love to know what your experience is as you go use the script yourself. Now let's dive into the third and final thing you do with these objections now that you have them. You need to come up with a rebuttal for each of those no's, right? Just like I just showed you one before. How's it going? Buy, can't buy because of my wife. I need to talk to her. I'm like, don't worry about it. She hates the bugs too, right? Like she doesn't like them, right? Let's make you the hero today. Give you some brownie points, right? Come on. Yeah. Right? It's 4 or 5 o'clock okay for you today. And he's like, okay, you're right. 5 o'clock's good. And it progresses the sale. You have to come up with a very quick, easy rebuttal for each of the objections and then just remind them to come buy from you. For example, I said, is 4 or 5 okay for you today? I just came right back. Your what? She doesn't like it. Let's make you the hero today. Let's just make you the hero today. And he's like, okay, you're right. That's not a real objection. 5 o'clock's good. I go right back into the sale. Okay, so we need to create a brief rebuttal for each, and I'll teach you what we do to the script. It's rebuttal, close. Rebuttal, close. That's the formula. Okay, so we're going to come in here and write rebuttal and then back to close. So that's the next piece. Literally that right there. We'll put this in red here. So we put our origin story, right? And then we figure out we collect the objections, put a rebuttal to those. That says rebuttals. I got D's in all English in high school, sorry. Okay, and then we go back to close. And that right there is one of the most powerful scripts that I use for everything. That's my script. So next time you go write a script for a product, just think, how did I actually go and create this whole idea from the beginning? Tell the journey of you doing that. Tell the journey of what it's done for you. And then when people say no, collect them because that's gold. That's actually that's the data right there. Because what you're going to do is after you find a way to rebuttal and get around those, usually you can get another 50% of your sales during that rebuttal. Those who do buy, usually another 50% come from that phase right there. I've got a free gift here for you. It's actually this shirt. If you believe the sales are amazing and that salesmanship is one of the most prestigious careers you could ever pursue in this entire lifetime, and you believe that the government should not offer to protect you and take care of you, oh, too spicy, go to capitalismswag.com. You can get our Capitalist Pig shirt for free. Just cover the shipping. Capitalismswag.com. You can grab it for free.